Hello friends, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be discussing my, current 2020 TBR of books that I really want to get to this year that are on my shelves. So I'm just going to take you through each one. I'm going to be pulling them all off the shelves. I have about 20 picked out that I kind of want to, and obviously if I buy more books, this is just currently. So this video was supposed to go up before the Winter Readathon reading vlog, but that came along much sooner, so I did that. That's up. It's a pretty long vlog. It's 51 minutes. I apologize for that on my behalf, but it is up and running now, and I hope everyone loves it. So I'm recording this on the same day that that vlog is up, but this might not be up on the same day that that vlog is up. It might be on a different day. But we are going to be discussing I don't know why we got so, because obviously the only book I've read so far this year is The Assassin's Blade, and we're going to be discussing what I want to read. Let's take all these books off the shelves. I'm going to time-lapse this. So, apologies for the bookshelf looking a bit off for a couple minutes, but we gonna discuss my TBR, everybody. So the first book I have that I really want to get to this year is Matched by Ali Condi. And so I've heard lots of good things about this book. Well, like, mediocre things. It is dystopian, so I don't really read much dystopian. So who knows, this could be out of my comfort zone a bit, but like, we like to take risks, don't we? We love taking risks. And so I have heard though that Crossed, the sequel to this book is pretty bad, but let's just try Matched for now, and see what it is. So it says, on her 17th birthday, Cassia meets her match. Society dictates he is her perfect partner for life, except he's not. I don't know. But, that is my first book that I'm going to be reading. So I don't know what I will think of this. This one is, this is going to be like, like the hit or miss of my TBR, and we shall see. We shall see where that goes when that goes places. The next book that I am going to be reading this year is one that was actually one of my options for Winter Readathon, but of course I read The Assassin's Blade, and it is Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I am so excited to get to this book. I've been holding off on this for the longest time, like literally the longest time, like ever since I bought this book. I can't even remember when I bought this book. Oh yeah, I do. Never mind. And it was also adapted into Love, Simon, the 2018 movie, so you might know that. And it's just about this 16-year-old boy named Simon, and he starts emailing this other boy named Blue, and they fall in love. And like one of his emails gets into the wrong hands, and Simon hasn't come out yet, so he's still in the closet. And this just follows his journey and his romance, and just, all that awkward teeny stuff that we go through in life. So oh my god, I'm so excited for this book. This might be one of my next reads because it's pretty short and I just need something nice. So, that's that. The next book is the first in a series, which I'm also super excited to get to, and it is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, which is the first book in the Mortal Instruments series, which is also part of the extended Shadowhunters universe. So, I can't wait to get to this. It's just everything I need, like fantasy, romance, God, just like from what I hear, this book series is phenomenal. Like, okay, I don't really, these are the UK paperback editions, which I'm not the huge fan of. I much prefer the US hardback editions, but obviously you can't get them here. But, this by Cassandra Clare, did I say that already? I don't know. But I'm super excited to get to this. So this is a bit of a longer one, but it's not that long. Yeah, so, Clary Frey, seeing vampires, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, so I don't know too much going into this, just that the main character's name is Clary, and there's vampires in it, and werewolves, and not demons, I don't know, like, spiritual beings, I guess you could say, and I'm super excited to read it, because I hope that I will fall in love with this series, as many people do. It's one of the most popular, book series over here on BookTube. Yeah, I'm joining BookTube now. Get with it. But this one of the most popular ones over here on BookTube. One of the most popular series. Everyone's read it. It's like the Harry Potter of like this decade. Just everyone's on it. So I need to get on it. And then these next two books are both by the same author, so I will just show them to you at once. They are Christmas books and Great Expectations. These are both by Charles Dickens. This one, Christmas books, contains like a Christmas Carol is in here, and they also threw in a few other like little Christmas short stories, just to make it a bit longer, because Christmas Carol is very short. I'm saving this one for December. Obviously, it wouldn't feel right to read this any other time in the year, and it will be a nice Christmas read. It is a classic. This, on the other hand, though, I will get to pretty soon, as it is one of the classics, Great Expectations, which, oh my god. Now, with A Christmas Carol, I have seen the Disney adaptation with, Jim Carrey. It's pretty, like, what is it? The style that they use is pretty weird. But, yeah, so, Great Expectations, though. I'm so excited to get to this one. I got this in the library once when I was like little, but I didn't really have much of an interest in it then. I wasn't really, because the old style of writing takes a bit to get used to. Obviously, I'm much more used to that now, so these will be pretty fun. This will be December, and I'm hoping to get to this sometime in summer. But that is that. The next book is actually a children's book, which is another book that is the first in a series. And this is a super short book, so I can throw this in anytime and get through it in like a week. So here it is. It is The Magician's Nephew, which, look how tiny this is. Tiniest book in the world. Like, how many pages is this? I just need to see, because it literally looks so short. 219. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Look, it's so small. But anyway, this is one that has been sitting here for a while. I got this in Waterstones in London a while ago, and I haven't read it since. So this is by C.S. Lewis. It is a pretty old book, The Magician's Nephew. This is the first chronologically in the Chronicles of Narnia book in the reading order that the author suggests you read it in. Obviously, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was the first published, but you're supposed to read that second. So this is book one, so I am gonna get to that. Just throw that in as a nice little short read sometime in the year, because I used to love the Chronicles of Narnia movies, like the Disney ones. When I was growing up, they were so good, like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and Prince Caspian, and the third one wasn't Disney, but those were the two that I remember. But yeah, this will be really nice to get to. The next book that I am going to be reading is the fifth in a series. This is the fifth book, a series that is pretty popular over here and in the UK. It just reached its way to the USA, so that is good. But it is Skullduggery Pleasant Mortal Coil by Derek Landy. This is a pretty long one compared to the other ones, but this is the fifth book in the series. If you don't know, I'm a huge fan of Skullduggery Pleasant. I will review the first 4 books actually on this channel soon. But the first book I adored. The second book was okay. I didn't think it was as good as the first, Playing with Fire. The Faceless Ones was the third book, which, oh my god, that one is the best of the 4 that I've read. And Dark Days is the weakest so far for me. but the conclusion managed to save it. But so I hope that Mortal Coil will be pretty good. So judging from the way book 4 ended, this one looks like it can bring a lot to the table. Just, you know, Skullduggery is just, you know, the definition of good fantasy, in my opinion. I just love this series. I've been getting into it, and I'm on the 5th book now, so we may start getting through them. There is currently, like, 12 books I know of, because, like, the 12th one came out, like, last year, I think, so. But here it is. The next book is a collection of works, and it is this huge book here, The Essential Gore Vidal. So this is a collection of Gore Vidal, the author, his best works and essays and stuff. So like in this book, so this will be a nice one, you know, just so I can really get a taste for Gore Vidal. It'll be nice to see what it is like. So this one, this was actually recommended to me by my history teacher. That is why I went out and bought it, because I did read one. I lent his book, and it was so good, and I really loved it. It was called, like, Pink Triangle and Yellow Star. It was, like, an essay, so I really like that, and, so in this, you have, like, early fiction, theater writings, inventions, religion, chronicles of American history, and essays. So that is a really nice collection of works there that I will look forward to getting to. The next book is one that I am actually so excited for. Yes, I bought this. Okay, this was like the most recent book that I bought. When did I buy it? A couple weeks ago. And it is the really famous trilogy that has been adapted into Netflix movies since I think the second one is coming out. I did see the movie like ages ago when it came out, but I'm super excited to read the books because, you know, the books are going to be better than the movies. I just know it. I just know it. And that is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. And it is the first in the Laura Jean series of 3 books, all by Jenny Han, and it is a contemporary romance novel following Laura Jean and her 5 letters to her crushes that she never sent, and they get out. So that is what that is about. I'm so excited. The other 2 books in this series are P.S. I Still Love You and Always and Forever Laura Jean. So I'm really excited to read this one. This is going to be such a nice one to read. Okay, the next book. Okay, this could be a bit controversial because the fact that I've never read this book series is terrible. So bad. But we finally gonna do Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling. Don't ask me why I've never read this book series. You know, when I was like 7 in, God, 2nd class, I like watched all of the movies, but I've never read the books. I read half of this book around that time, but I never actually, you know, gone through all 7, isn't it? 7, yeah, books. So And yeah, so here's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Did I say Sorcerer's Stone? I'm so sorry if I did. But here it is by J.K. Rowling with this lovely cartoonish cover that I love so much on the UK paperbacks. And oh god, I really do need to get to this. So this will be one that I read very, very soon. I'm so sorry. The next is a set of books. They are by the same author, and it is a trilogy that my auntie gave to me, and it is the Me Before You trilogy by Jojo Moyes, which consists of Me Before You, After You, and then finally, this one's a bit bigger, Still Me. So I'm super excited to get to this book series. I've been wanting to read it for the longest time. I know it's going to be heart-wrenching, heart-aching, heart-shattering. I've heard all the sad things. Well, mainly just about the first one, Me Before You. I know that it is about a girl who falls in love with a man who is confined to a wheelchair. That is all I know about this romance series. Going into it, contemporary romance. So I really love romance stories. So I will be so excited to read this trilogy. This is going to be this one here. Me Before You is going to be one of my next reads. So I'm super excited for it. I'm just going to start whizzing through these, but the next book is a pretty long one. It is set during World War II, and it has since become a classic, both in book form and in movie form. And it is the legendary Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. Oh, get that focus. Right. Yeah, there it is. And this is really long. It's like over 900 pages long. So it is pretty long, as you can see. But I am super excited to read this book. This will be such an interesting read. Now, it might be a bit long-winded. This was published in 1936, so it's pretty old. But it could be a bit long-winded from what I've heard. It can be at some times, with the whole war thing. But it is, just a love story set during World War II. And I just can't wait to get to this. Okay, and then we just have like a few scattered reads here. So I'm just going to pull them out. We have The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, which is also set during World War II, funny enough. And I can't wait to get to this one. My dad actually watched a movie, and he loves the movie of that. So, yeah, I'm just really excited to get to this one. I've heard that it is really, really sad, though, and emotional. But I'm super excited to read this one. So, the next one then is actually a really, really short book again. So I have read Coraline by this author, but I've not yet read this. So this is The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, which I just picked up recently. As you can see, it is super short. How short is this? I just need to see, so I know. Because sometimes I do be in the mood just for a book. Oh, I don't really want a long book right now. I just want a short read. 289 pages, so super, super short. Here it is, The Graveyard Book. This is kind of a spooky one, so I don't know. Okay, this one has been recommended to me by my dad's friend. They just adapted this into a BBC television series. This is, sorry, the first in a trilogy. And it is Northern Lights, which is the first book in the His Dark Material series. This is also this by Philip Pullman, sorry. This is also known as the Golden Compass in a lot of places. They also made that movie, you might know this from. So this is a children's book, and I'm super excited to read this. Fantasy elements about like shape-shifting creatures called daemons, so, demon, doobity. I don't know if that was right, but the next book is, obviously, I just read The Assassin's Blade, so I just need to read this one. It is the actual first book now, since I've read the prequel, and it is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, the first book in the Throne of Glass series. And I am super excited to get to this. I love the protagonist, Selena Sardotine now. I'm obsessed. I'm hooked. I am ready to crush my way through this series with a... And this is supposedly one of the best new fantasy series as well. I hear this getting recommended an awful lot. And I cannot recommend The Assassin's Blade, the prequels, enough. So we'll see what's like. I'm going to do review and discussion of The Assassin's Blade, and we'll talk about each individual story in that one. So yeah. Yep. And next I have some Stephen King books. So I'm just going to get the three of them here. They're all pretty long. So I've only read his first book currently, Carrie. And so I want to get to more of his books. So I do have with me Salem's Lot. That's the first one that I want to get to. Vampires in Jerusalem's Lot. Ugh. Spooky stuff. Not Twilight. No way, Jose. Right. The next is a very, very famous one, The Shining, which, yeah, these are all by Stephen King. This, you probably know the classic 80s flick of this. It is super, super popular. You know, come play with us, Danny. That whole sequence with the Grady twins. So I'm super excited to read. I have heard the book is much better. I do know Stephen King hated Stanley Kubrick's 80s classic, so much so that he made his own miniseries, which didn't do as well. But anyway, this one is one of Stephen King's epics, so it is super long. It's actually longer than it. It is 1,325 pages. So it'll take me a while to get through it, but it is The Stand. Look at this. Like, it's insane. You could, like, use this as a weapon if you wanted. It's that heavy. But yeah, so those are the 3 Stephen King books that I really want to read this year. And then finally, my final book that I have in my TBR for 2020 is one that I've heard so much about as well. I'm so excited. I actually have a lovely edition of it. And it is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins with this lovely shiny pink and green cover, which I adore. I actually love this cover so, so much. I've heard that this is a bit rough, a bit emotional. It is a mixture. The movies with Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence, right? Right. Someone let me know about that. Were super popular. I remember them. But I've never read the books, so I will be starting this. May the odds be ever in your favor. Let the games begin. That's what I'll be like when I'm reading this book. So yeah, I do like this edition. It was in this bookshop that had really weird editions of books, and this was one that they had, so I got it. And there you go. There you have it. That is my entire 2020 TBR. As of now, all the books that are on my shelf that I want to get to, there's a few that I've left out, such as Game of Thrones, Percy Jackson, blah, blah, blah. List goes on. But I really, really want to get to the ones that I've talked about in this video. This was a little bit longer than I expected it to be, but I do hope you enjoyed, and leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already, if you like what you see. All my book lovers out there, I love you, and if you don't read books, what are you doing? Start reading. It will change your life. But that is all from me. Farewell.